Hi, I'm Kenny Anderson, Director of Multicultural Affairs for the City of Huntsville, and welcome to Impact. Each week we bring you information about exciting things that are happening right here in our community, and today is no different. Every holiday season I look forward to a lot of things happening in our community, and among those things that I look forward to happening are special events and activities, especially those that have a purpose attached to them. Well, my guest today is one of those individuals who brings the music and the love to the community every holiday season, and I'm delighted to talk to him this afternoon or this evening, whenever you're watching the show. He's Alex Banks II. Alex, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's good to have you on the set today.
I'm honored to be here.
Well, listen, we see that saxophone right there, so we know we're going to be talking a little bit about music.
Yes, sir.
And this is going to be really, really good stuff because you are a saxophonist.
Yes, sir.
One of the things I like to do with people on the show is tell us a little bit about you, and then we'll talk a little bit about your music.
Okay. I am a saxophonist, of course, but I have many other sides of me. I'm a teacher. I teach saxophone. I'm a producer. I produce music, and I write. I've done a couple pieces for John Legend that he's actually liked, and they're in production of making the music now.
Wow.
And on top of that, I'm an engineering student at A&M.
Wow, well-rounded, man. I tell you, it sounds like you're the perfect package there. And we're going to talk a little bit about why those things are so valuable and important to you. I don't think I've ever told you this, but when I was in the the fifth grade, I actually played saxophone.
Really?
I really did.
Well, I'm glad I brought my saxophone so you can show you.
It's not going to happen like that today. I'm going to let you play.
Okay.
But it was fifth grade, and it was my last year in public school before I went to private school, and I played that whole year. I learned the saxophone. I learned it well enough to even play a solo in one of the performances. And then I went to a different school. They didn't have a band, and so, you know, once that happens, it just kind of kills everything, and
Right.
I never played sax again.
Oh, wow.
So that's a little bit of a sad story, but yours is a lot happier because you played the sax
Yes,
and learned how to play. What attracted you to the saxophone?
You know what? It was originally my mom's desire to play saxophone.
Yeah, it's always the moms, right?
It was actually my mom's desire. And in elementary school, sixth grade, they had the band audition, and the saxophonist did a solo piece. And I was like, wow, that's a cool instrument. And I was like, I think I'm gonna play the saxophone.
Okay.
So I tried out for the middle school band. I scored the highest on saxophone and clarinet.
Wow.
But I was big, so they wanted to put me on tuba, and they only had one position left for the saxophone. And I scored the highest, so they're like, no, we're gonna put you on saxophone. And then that's how it all started.
That is amazing, you know, and it's also interesting how people kind of type people with certain instruments.
Right.
You know, like if you played the flute, people will look at you like, oh, wait a minute, I don't really get the flute, but I see the tuba, I may even see drums or
Right.
something like that. That's very interesting. How has that journey been? Was it difficult to learn the saxophone? Was it fun?
It was fun. I've had a lot of fun times, and it was difficult at times. It still is difficult. Like most of the challenge, and especially when you're first trying to learn how to play the saxophone, you have to have your lips in a certain position. And that right there in itself is a challenge. And if you don't have that right, that throws everything off on the sax.
So work with those reeds.
Right, you do. It's so like, you know, the embouchure, after you do that, I personally feel like it was easier to learn the notes and correlate the notes to songs and things of that nature.
Do you read music?
I do. I was classically trained. I played all throughout my middle school and high school year in band.
Wow.
And so I learned classically first before I deviated into improvisation.
Yeah, well, you do that well too, and maybe we get a little taste of that a little bit later.
Yes, sir.
I am so excited to have you here because, as I said in the introduction, every year, every holiday season, you do an amazing event at the UAH campus, and it is a holiday event that supports a foundation.
Yes, sir.
It's a nonprofit organization that you're a part of. Tell us about that.
Yes, sir. I'm actually the CEO of For Love's Sake. And what we do is we bridge the gap in families. So we have a lot of families at this time whose grandparents raise kids, and they're not really understanding like what the kids go through, or like, you know, even as technology advances and different ways to do math and reading and fundamentals. So we teach the grandparents and the parents as well, because some people have that gap as well. We teach them about how to how to like properly learn the fundamentals so they can teach their kids. And then we actually work with the elderly. They say that what's the saying? They say that if somebody has somebody to support them and see about them, that they do well. So there's a lot of people, and a lot of elderly people, should I say, who are actually lonely in like the nursing homes and actually in their homes. So we actually go out and like they sign up and we go out and spend time with them, play checkers, play cards, talk about past memories and just a whole bunch of stuff in that arena.
Again, another reason why I'm so excited about talking with you, because not only do you have the music package, you got the academic package going on, but you also have the community service package as well. And so that's a pretty well-rounded thing. I'm sure you give a lot of credit to your mom for the person that you are right now.
I do.
Yeah. So go ahead and give mom a shout out.
My mom was a vital. I said vital. You know, people used to say she was like really strict. I do believe she was really strict when I was younger. But it ended up paying off, like just the things that I see that I have instilled in me that might be lacking now in the other youth and all my peers. And so I'm really grateful for the way she raised me and how she raised me. Yeah. Even though at times, you know, back then y'all be like,
Right. You don't always appreciate it then, but now you can look at it in hindsight and see where it actually had an impact.
Right. We have a lot of memories and jokes about the past times, and it's just it's funny.
Right. Well, I'm sure it is. And you work together with her in this project as well. You know, Alex, it's interesting that it's this time of year that people really kind of look at ways that they can reach out and help the people in the community. And you're right. I mean, there are a lot of people during this time who experience the holiday in a different way than other people experience it. Right. You know, I know even for myself, I don't have my parents anymore, and two of my sisters are deceased. And so, you know, the holiday really is a different experience for me. Even though I do have a sister still alive, the whole dynamics of what those holidays used to be are different. You know, I'm from New York, so I used to go home and, you know, I'd come into the house and the house would be smelling good because my mom would be in the kitchen throwing down. And I mean, I'm dying to eat. I've been waiting for a whole year to get a hold of her food again. And so it's just a really exciting time of year. But, you know, as time goes on, transition is a part of the life cycle and things are different and people are not in the same place that they were. Right. And like you said, you work with a lot of grandparents who are under a lot of stress and have a lot of responsibilities and don't necessarily keep up with the technological advances of today, and then elderly people who are detached and may not have that special family member or maybe in a city or state different or even country different from their loved ones. This is so valuable and important at this time of year to give your heart to other people, and that has to be quite rewarding to you.
It is. Just to see a smile come back on their face, it's like the most rewarding thing. It is.
Yeah, I know it's just amazing as I look around our community, and we're such a giving community and such a resourceful community. There's so many ways that people can be involved in helping make this community a better place. And then you have people who don't necessarily advertise what they do. And I know you're not out there telling everybody, hey, I'm doing this particular thing. You're out there doing it. Right. But then you also have a fundraiser to support this initiative, The Gift.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about this event.
The Gift, man, this year is going to be about my story about playing the sax and how I started. And the goal is to just bring music, music brings people together. And I want to bring people together by music, Christmas music, get people in the Christmas spirit, and start to enjoy the holiday.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, sir. And that's what I want. This is what the performance is about this year. And I have a great team working with me. I have Mario Maitland, Trey Calhoun, Curtis Jordan, and Darian Bryan, and we're just planning on doing bigger and better things this year than last year.
Wow. Now, some people know those names and some don't, but I'm telling you, folks, Alex just listed a hall of fame of musicians right here in this community. These cats get down. And that is exactly what you need to be a part of. We're going to tell you about how you can be a part of this event. Alex, tell people how I had to look right into the camera there for a minute, because I had to tell people, make sure that they were here, that they're going to be a part of this event. I'm telling you again, you need to come out to this event. It's a beautiful event. It's a event with a purpose that's connected to the holiday season. So Alex, tell us how people can get more information about this event, where it is, when it is, and how they can find out more about it.
This year it's at UAH Charger Union off of Holmes Avenue, and they can get in contact with me through my business number at 256-333-0615. And they can email me at ab.saxophone@yahoo.com. We have a website to purchase tickets, www.absaxophone.wixsite.com/thegift.
All right, we'll make sure we put that up on the screen and that people can make sure they know how to get a hold of it. I mean, this is really, really good stuff. I love all of the great things that are happening around the city for the holiday season. I love the fact that there are so many people who are invested in our community and who are making a difference. Right. And you don't have to wait till you're 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. You're still a young guy making it happen. You're one of the millennials out there. I keep saying that I admire this generation because you guys are out to change the world and you're doing it even now. Yes, and I just appreciate so much what you're doing and the opportunity to be able to highlight the work that you're doing in this community.
Thank you. I thank you for the opportunity because, I don't do it to be highlighted. I do it because I want to make a difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we definitely want to make sure that people know about the gift, so we'll make sure that we tell them a lot more about how to make that happen. We're publicizing it right now and making sure that people are aware that it's going on.
Yes, sir.
You had a packed house last year. I expect you'll have a packed house again this year.
Yes, sir.
And like I said, this is definitely serious music for the holiday season. You can't walk out of there without being in the spirit.
Right. And that's the goal.
Mission accomplished for sure. I want to thank you all for being a part of our conversation this afternoon. I want to thank you for tuning in and always supporting Impact with Kenny Anderson. There's a way to actually see this video of the show that you're watching right now, and that's on Impact with Kenny Anderson on Facebook. We hope that you'll like the page and share it with somebody so that they can also find out about all the great things that are happening in Huntsville. We are a blessed community with so many wonderful people doing so many great things, and we want to make sure we keep the word moving around. We also invite you to check that page out because we'll have some behind-the-scenes shots of things that are going on in the studio after the cameras start running. And I think I'm going to give you guys a little special treat this afternoon, or wherever you may be watching, morning, afternoon, evening, when you're listening to the show, watching it. I'm going to let Alex Banks himself take us out with a little music right now. He's a saxophonist, and I would be remiss if I invited a saxophonist on my set who has an awesome event coming up in our community that's a charitable cause, that's impacting the lives of others, that's making a difference. And I'm going to ask him at this time if he would just take us out with just a little something on the sax. Here he is, Alex Banks II.